Hi everyone, welcome back to the Rugby League History channel. Today's video is going to be me round 2 tips for the 2022 Betfred Super League competition. In round 1 I got 4 out of 6 right. Let me know in the comment section below how many you got. There's some good matchups coming up this week, and we'll start off on the Thursday night with the first game, which is Warrington against Casterford. This one's live from the Halliwell Jones Stadium, 8 o'clock kickoff. It's on Sky Sports if you've got Sky Sports, and also if you've got radio, it's on BBC 5 Live. Last week, Castleford were very disappointing against Sulfur, and what really summed it up for me was that try that Sulfur scored off the kickoff. I thought that was quite embarrassing from a Castleford perspective. And as for Warrington, they got a narrow win over Leeds. They won that game by 2 points there at Headingley. There's a bit of a background in this game, as it's Powell's first game in charge of Warrington up against his former side in Casterford. And also there's a rugby league YouTuber by the name of CJ Moxley, who was subject to some really disgusting abuse from Castleford fans online, and he's a Warrington supporter, so no doubt that he's wanting his side to win. For this game, I'm going to go for Warrington to win 1-12. I think that they're going to be a little bit too good for Casterford there on the Thursday night. Just looking at the two sides on paper, I just think that Warrington's side is better than Casterford's on paper, and I think that Warrington will finish higher than Casterford this year, and it's the first home game at Halliwell Jones this year, so there'll be a good crowd out there on the Thursday night to watch Warrington play. The next match is on Friday night. This one sees Wigan up against Leeds at the DW Stadium, 8 o'clock kickoff. This one's also on Sky, and it's also being broadcast on radio, BBC 5 Live. Last week, Wigan had a very good win over Hull Kingston Rovers, and Leeds just fell short against Warrington, although they did play the majority of the match with a man down, Bentley being sent off there. Last year, in Leeds' 2 visits to the DW Stadium, they held Wigan scoreless, including that playoff game towards the end of the year. So no doubt Wigan will remember both of those losses, and they're wanting to get some revenge on that being held scoreless at their home stadium. So for this match, I'm going to go for Wigan to win. I think that they'll win by 4 to 6 points. I think it'll be a really tight match, but I'm going to go for Wigan to win on the Friday night over Leeds. The third game of this round kicks off on Saturday, 12:30 lunchtime kickoff. It's Hull FC against St Helens from the MKM Stadium. This one's being broadcast on Channel 4, the second game ever to be broadcast on Channel 4. Hull FC had a narrow win over Wakefield Trinity last week, and St Helens were very impressive against Catalan Dragons. I did predict St Helens to win the game, but I didn't predict them to win that way. Hull FC have a bit of a blow with, in my own personal opinion, their best player. He won't be there, Jake Connor. He's been suspended. For St Helens, I don't think that they've got any players out. I think everyone come through unscathed against the Catalan Dragons. For this match, I'm going to go for St Helens to win 13+. I think they're going to be too good for Hull FC, and I think they're going to be too strong for them on the Saturday. The next game is Huddersfield against Hull Kingston Rovers. This one's kicking off at 3 o'clock from the John Smith Stadium, and every time I hear that stadium name I get a bit thirsty. But anyway, getting back to the video, Huddersfield had a big win over Toulouse Olympique last week out, and Hull Kingston Rovers had a very disappointing loss against Wigan. With the Huddersfield match, I did see the highlights of that, and some of the defence from Toulouse Olympique was laughable, so it's kind of hard to get a bit of a gauge on how well Huddersfield did play in that match. And as for Hull Kingston Rovers, they were well off the pace against Wigan. I think this is going to be the hardest game to tip for the week, but I guess I'll go with the home team for this match as a bit of a flip of the coin game. I'll go for Huddersfield to win 1-12. I could be wrong, it could go the other way, but I will go for the home side for this match, so Huddersfield 1-12. The next match is between Catalan Dragons and Wakefield Trinity. This one's kicking off at 6 o'clock in France 5 o'clock in England, and it's being played at the Stade Gilbert Brutus there in Perpignan, France. For Catalan Dragons, they were very disappointing last week, and they've also been dealt a bit of a blow with Napa being suspended, Dudson's been suspended, and also Bousquet, I think, has had to get surgery for a fractured forearm from what I was reading. So they're going to be a bit down on the forwards. As for Wakefield Trinity, they narrowly lost last week against Hull FC. One thing I will say for Catalans though is that last year, in that entire 2021 season, they only lost 3 games at home. One of them was in the Challenge Cup against Warrington, and then they lost the 2 league games at home, and one of them was against Warrington as well. So they were quite difficult to beat at home. So although they've got a few forwards out and they've had some injury problems, they're at home for this game, Catalan Dragons. I'll go for them to win between 6 to 12 points. There might be 1 or 2 tries in it, but I'll go for the home side. So I'll go for Catalans to win over Wakefield Trinity on the Saturday. And the final game to close out round 2 is Sulfur against Toulouse Olympique. This one's kicking off at 3 o'clock in the afternoon at the AJ Bell Stadium. Although it's not going to be on Sky, it's not going to be on BBC. It might be on Our League if you got that app. So for Sulfur, last week they had a good win away from home against Casterford. I was a bit surprised with the result. As for Toulouse Olympique, I kind of felt I knew what was going to happen here. They've played in Championship for a while now, and they're used to playing against Dewsbury and Oldham and Whitehaven and people like that. And it's one thing to beat those sides, but then when you're coming up against Super League, it's a different class, it's a different grade. They started off well, got out to a 10-out lead, and were eventually chased down, and then some of the defence and some of the stuff towards the end got quite ugly for Toulouse Olympique. They ended up losing 42 points to 14 there. For this game, I don't think that it's going to be the same scoreline, but I will go for Sulfur to win this game 13+. I don't think it's going to be a scoreline like the way that Nick from Australia predicted, where he said that they're going to win by 40 or 50 points. I don't think that it's going to be the case there, but I'd probably go for a scoreline like 36 points to 18 or something like that. I think Salford will get a few tries, but I see Toulouse Olympique scoring a few tries as well. So yeah, I'll go for a scoreline of 36 points to 18 in Salford's favour on the Sunday. So that is the conclusion of my tipping video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, let me know in the comment section below. Let me know who you're tipping. And once again, thanks for all your support, and thanks for tuning in and watching the videos. It's greatly appreciated. This is Rugby League History signing off. Tatty bye for now.